Alright, so this is mission 5 for the wrong reasons, and we have about 4 minutes of briefing here, so I'm going to get some time to talk about story writing and atmosphere. And this is our most unconventional mission since the last mission. And this mission was definitely not in the War in Heaven Alpha. It replaces a fairly bog standard escort mission back there that also served the same role in the story, which was to introduce the Gaian effort, the Gefs, who are a secondary antagonist in the campaign and play a role in the story. So this fiction viewer here is just sort of Laporte reflecting on the dream and how she's reacting to combat. And here we start to see her arc where uh, she has to deal with the fact that she's unusually good at all of this, much more so than your average Federation citizen, especially your average person from Earth, which again was one of the defining traits of the character. And sorry, I'm just going to read some of this fiction viewer. She talks about how people have to find a reason to fight, some reason to propel them through the war. And that's a general theme in a lot of war stories. But we wanted to play it up here because these characters so badly need a psychological motivation to keep them going. And some of them, as I think this mission makes clear, never find it, and that has bad consequences. Um, we are moving into the command briefing, and I'm just going to full screen this so I can see what's going on. So here Naomi has written to a character back from Age of Aquarius, Elder Mando, and he's written back to kind of assure her, everything's fine. And there are these veiled allusions here to Sam and his journey in Age of Aquarius, which is meant to tie into this more overarching mythos, which suggests that the Federation Elders have maybe had some of the same experiences that Sam did, or that they're tied in to some of the same powers. And we wanted to steer away from too much mysticism here, but we did want to make it clear that there was something bigger going on in the mythology. Right. So I was lead designer and lead writer on this mission, but Darius actually did the briefing. Here's Captain Telfer reflecting on the cost of war. And as I mentioned earlier, Telfer's character arc is a little blunter than a lot of the other characters, but we do see here that everything is sort of taxing on him. And we do see also that there's this interesting dynamic the Federation has where they really like to reflect on things. They talk a lot. They have this ceremony of the fallen, and one of the themes of the campaign is this question of, are they thinking themselves to death? Are they too sensitive, too careful to examine everything and make sure they've made sense of it and found the philosophy in it? Where is their ability to conduct direct action, to be decisive? Laporte, I think, gets a little frustrated with that. So here we're briefed. The Nauticus is missing. And here we introduce these Gaian effort terrorists who are superficially just kind of radical eco-terrorists, but actually have a very interesting ideology. And I think I actually want to turn it over to the E to talk a bit about how we developed this ideology and made them more than just kind of angry hippies with spaceships.
We did. Um, and I'm sorry, I can't really talk much about that because I wasn't really involved in that process. Um, the only thing I have to say about the Gaian effort ideology is that in their backstory there are quite a few Easter eggs hidden. Um, some of them may have been alluded to in the intel entries for them, but other than that, I don't know what to say about them. Sorry.
Fair enough. I did a lot of the uh, sort of the faction writing for the Gefs, because initially they were pretty superficial. We weren't too fond of that. We wanted all our antagonists to be interesting. We're about to hit mission gameplay here. Some of these weapons have been patched since the video was recording, so hopefully stuff like the Dirk is more useful. Alright, and there we go.